What's up, guys? It's Josh here from KeepItTechie, and today I'm excited to guide you through installing DeepSeek-R1 using Ollama on Ubuntu 24.04. Now, DeepSeek-R1 is a powerful AI model designed for natural language processing tasks, and with Ollama, running it locally becomes straightforward. But there's more to this than just the installation. We're also going to talk about what DeepSeek-R1 is, how it shook up the AI world the last couple of days, and some security concerns you need to be aware of. So let's dive in. So in this tutorial, we'll walk through the process of setting up DeepSeek-R1 on Ubuntu 24.04 system using Ollama. And this setup will enable you to harness the capability of advanced AI models directly on your machine. And this is ensuring privacy and control over your data that you submit to the model. But before we jump into the installation, let's break down some key concepts. And the first one is, what is a LLM? Now, a large language model is a type of artificial intelligence designed to process and generate human-like text. And these models are trained on massive data sets, as well as learning patterns, context, and even reasoning abilities. Also, LLMs like DeepSeek-R1 can be used for chatbots, content generation, coding assistant, and much more. And the key takeaway here is that LLMs provide powerful AI-driven insights while running locally or on the cloud. But what is DeepSeek-R1 and why does it matter? One thing is an open source LLM that has gained attention for its efficiency and performance. Now, unlike those mainstream models that require high-end hardware, DeepSeek-R1 is designed to be more accessible. And what makes it special is the ability to perform advanced reasoning, summarizations, and text generation while using relatively modest hardware setups. It competes with some of the bigger names in AI. And this rise has made a significant impact on the open source community or the tech community in general. And one of the biggest advantages of DeepSeek-R1 is that it was released to the open source community. This means you can set up DeepSeek-R1 at home without racking up fees on one of these cloud platforms. Now, companies like NVIDIA and even AWS are already taking notice. Like, for instance, NVIDIA has incorporated microservice previews in their builds, and AWS has made a model available for setup in Bedrock. But instead of paying for cloud computing time, you can run it locally and maintain full control over your data. Now, DeepSeek, it actually shook up the AI world, and it basically demonstrated that high quality LLMs don't necessarily need expensive training hardware. After doing research, reports suggest that they trained their model on a significantly cheaper setup than what companies like OpenAI or Google use, leading to questions about their methodology. Now, some experts speculate that they might have found a more efficient way to train large models, which could revolutionize the AI space. But it's a lot of skeptics out there about the transparency of their approach. They don't want to put out much information about everything they did to train this thing. And then also, this brings up some of the security concerns, and they also went through a recent hack. So that makes me want to discuss the security side of things, because recently, like I said, they reported a hack involving DeepSeek related data. Now, while details remain limited, some in the cybersecurity space have raised concerns about how the model was trained and whether there are potential backdoors or vulnerabilities. So this is something to keep in mind when running any AI model locally. Always be aware of where the model comes from and what kind of data it's been exposed to. Additionally, LLMs can pose risks related to privacy. If you run these models on a cloud service instead of locally, you might be sending sensitive queries to third parties. And this is why setting up DeepSeek-R1 on your own machine, as we're about to do, is a great way to keep control over your data. Now, before I begin, ensure that your system meets these following requirements. Well, of course, I'll be installing it on Ubuntu 24.04, and I'll be putting it on the desktop edition, and this will apply for the server edition as well. And and you can install it on the other distros because the install of Ollama is very streamlined and very simple. It's basically a script, and you run that script. Depending on what distribution you're running, it will install Ollama as long as it's supported. And you can refer to Ollama's website to find out if it's supported or not on your distribution. Now, just some basic hardware requirements. You need at least 16 gigabits of RAM. Make sure you have about 100 gigabytes of storage free at least, because it depends on what size model you download. And then of course, once you start running against it, it will take up memory and all that stuff. So that's why the 16 gigabytes is what they recommend. Now the GPU, that's optional. So most people have like a laptop with a mobile GPU in it or something. It'll work, it'll improve performance, you know what I'm saying? But if you have like a RTX A2000 like I have, and I'll show you guys what I'm using to run my models on my server. If you have something like this, or if you have a gaming GPU, whichever, like a RTX or something, you can run these models using these normal GPUs, and that'll definitely improve the performance while you're running everything. Now let's go down and hop over to my virtual machine so I can walk you guys through the install real quick. Hey y'all, Josh here from KeepItTechie. Real quick, let's talk about Rocky Linux. This distro is the real deal if you're looking for a solid enterprise ready Linux solution. It all started after Red Hat dropped CentOS, and Gregory Kurtzer, the OG co-founder of CentOS, brought us Rocky Linux as a tribute to his late friend, Rocky McGough. This is community-driven, open source software at its finest, and it's already making waves. Rocky Linux 8.10 is out now, giving you that enterprise-grade stability without all the Red Hat licensing headaches. So whether you're running a home lab or a full-on data center, Rocky's got your back. So if you want to keep it open source and keep your data secure, check out Rocky Linux. The link's down in the description of the video. It's built by the community, for the community, and it's here to stay. Stay techie, y'all. All right, so I'm logged into my Ubuntu 24.04 virtual machine, and this is where we'll install Ollama. Now I'm gonna show you guys on a different server that I have set up that's using my video card. As far as running the models, I'm gonna run the model on here and just show you how slow it is. Like I said, this is a virtual machine, doesn't have any GPUs attached to it. I have another virtual machine where my GPU is actually attached to it. So I'll run the model over there as well so you guys can see the comparison with just a CPU and a GPU attached to it. Now, if you look on the main page, there's a download button right here. It says it's available on macOS, Linux, and Windows. And if you click here, it's gonna recognize what operating system you're using. It obviously picked up that I'm using Linux. So all I had to do is copy this command. Now for Windows, I believe it's EXE, and then macOS, they have their, whatever their packages names are called, whatever. But again, it's installed on Apple. I don't really know. But anyway, so on Linux, all you had to do is open up the terminal, and I elected to do it on the desktop so you guys can, I don't know, just see it running on a desktop edition. You obviously have to run it in the terminal, but I'm just showing you this. You can get it installed on like your laptop or something. As long as you have some type of a GPU and you can get it connected, it'll work pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? I've seen models running on a Raspberry Pi, so it'll definitely work. But anyway, so let's paste that command. Like I said, it's an install script. It's open source. So let me go back over here to the GitHub. You can actually look at the installation. You can look at all the commands that it runs. And I've reviewed it. Super intuitive script where it goes through, it recognizes the distribution that you're on, and then it'll install from there based on the needs of your operating system or your distro that you're using. So let's go on and run the script right fast so you guys can see. But let's go on and press enter, and looks like we have to install curl. So let's do that right fast. So install curl, and this shouldn't take too long. And that is one thing you want to do is update your system. I just ran through a long update on this system because I haven't opened this Ubuntu 24.04. I was saying like 4 months or so, and so I had to run through and do some updates that you guys didn't see. I skipped ahead on that, but let's go down. I'm talking too much. Let's go down and get this thing going. So press enter. It'll go down and download Ollama and get it installed on your system. It'll also recognize if you have a video card installed in the system. So it'll install the GPU version if you have a GPU, and if you don't, it'll install the CPU version, which is the default version. But anyway, you can check out their GitHub. They have a lot of detailed information here. Walks you through the full process of setting it up, how to actually download models and get them set up on your system. Like, I really like these meta models. They're real good, in my opinion, as far as like language and all that stuff. I was just playing around with it. Like, you could do translations in it, which is super cool. Like, translate this text into, I don't know, Spanish, or translate this text into something else. But Llama, they're real good with that. And I'm sure that's like the algorithm they're using on Facebook to do the translations and all that stuff. So it's super cool model. But the one y'all want to see is DeepSeek. So let me show you guys how to get the model right fast while we're waiting for it to finish. It'll go through, like I said, it'll go through and install. So just let it run, take its time, but just save some time in the video. But this is how you get to your models. You can see all your models. And right now it's set to popular. You can obviously change it how you want to look, at it. You can look at popular, or you can look at new, released, and then you can click on whichever one you want. Now, one thing, I'm not sure if Ollama is gonna be slow, because we all know DeepSeek is popular right now. And so everybody's hitting this website and probably trying to download DeepSeek. So I don't even know if I'm able to actually get it, because a couple days ago it hadn't hit 1 million downloads. Now it's at 4.5 million down of this actual model, or one of these models up in here. And as you can see, they have the full model right here. The 671 billion model is here as well. And they got the 70, 32, 14. And yeah, all you have to do is go in here and download whichever one you want, and it'll give you the command. You just select what tag you want. Like, for instance, I have the 1.5B, and I also have the 7B, because I don't want to download none of these big ones, to be honest. This is probably not that bad. You can get the 8B, but the 14 billion, that's 10. It all depends on what you want. 32 billion, and it shows you the sizes here. But if you look at that 671 billion, 404 gigabytes. So if you have a lot of space, you know what I'm saying? I know that could fit like on a terabyte drive. You know what I'm saying? You could fit it on something. I recommend you put it on an SSD though, if you're gonna run it from there. But that's how big it is, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm gonna show you guys how to do, let's say 1.5 billion. That's good enough for what I want to show you guys, but I'll show you guys the 7B on the other server. All right, so it is done with the install. Now you might see this warning here if you don't have a GPU. As you can see, it tried to recognize one on the system. I don't have anything attached to this virtual machine, so Ollama will run in CPU only mode. Just so you guys know, and it's looking for an NVIDIA or an AMD GPU, whatever. And as you can see, we don't have that. So let's go on in and let's go on and check the version right fast. You could type, I'm just running something so you guys can see how to get some information about Ollama that's installed. We have the 0.5.7 version. I believe that's the latest stable version of Ollama. And in order to start running Ollama, you have to basically start the service. It runs as a service on your system. So you type sudo systemctl, and I'm gonna run the status command right fast, but Ollama, and check it out right fast, and you'll see it's active and running. And when you install it, it'll start the service for you. So you don't have to type the start command. If it's not started for you, I wanted to at least show you guys that. Check the status. If it's not running, try to start it. And then if you run into any issues, then you're gonna have to troubleshoot from there. But it should start right off. It should install everything you need in order to get it set up for you. But yeah, all you have to do is hit start. And then also, if you run this thing as a server, like if you have it on the server, you can enable the service, which it is enabled. It does that by default. It'll enable the service. But let's say you don't want this thing running in the background all the time. The service itself, you could just disable the service and then just enable it when you want to actually use it. Now, enough about that. Let me show you guys the fun part, which is actually pulling a model. So like I said, we're going to use this 1.5 billion model. So all you have to do is copy that, copy the command, select your tag, copy the command, and it's super cool. It's like Docker. So if you have a little experience with Docker, then you probably figure out these commands, but it's Ollama pull. And this is just pulling it. I just want to pull it first. So I'm not going to do the run. We'll pull it as well, but I'm going to just pull it down right fast because we might want to try a different one as well. Depending on how long it takes, I might download a different one, but I'll pause right here and come back when it finishes. All right, so that was faster than expected. I hadn't downloaded the 1.5 billion model since a couple of days ago, and I couldn't remember how fast it downloaded. I guess it all depends on your internet speed, you know what I'm saying? But you're good to go. And now you can run whatever model you want. And what I mean by that is you could download other models if you want to. So for instance, I'm gonna go back on the site and go to, let's see, I want to download that other one too. What was it? The Llama 3.3, no, not that one. Let's get one of the small ones. So the Llama 3.2, they got a 1 billion. So we can grab that one. That's the one I want to grab. I got that 3 billion one, I believe, and it runs pretty good. I like that one as well. Let's pull that one. I want to pull it down. Just want to show you guys They have multiple models on the system as well. So I'll be right back when this finishes as well. All right, so we got both our models down. Let's go on there and run them and test them out right fast. I'll do my little quick tests I showed you guys in the short, but what I've been running other questions or whatever, but you can hit Ollama run and you can specify what you want to run. So let's see, DeepSeek, and we want to run -1 and then ports 1.5 billion. And one cool thing is you could just run the question with the command when you run it. Like for instance, that command I've been playing around with, I showed you guys in the short. Why do people believe the earth is flat? And let's go down, press enter, and that'll go through and ask DeepSeek that question. And then this is one cool thing about DeepSeek. It does a lot of reasoning. You'll see it thinking. It'll let you know when it's thinking. It'll show you the full process of it going through and coming up with the answer for you. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to show you guys this command. You know what I'm saying? It's just interesting to see that run. And like I said, it's slow on here. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't have a GPU. And if you were to look at, let's open up another terminal right fast. It's one thing I've been doing to show people that I've shown. I'll open up another one and I'll run. I don't think BTOP is on here. Yeah, so sudo apps install BTOP. Let's see if we could do it while that is running. Because I know it's maxing out our CPU, but we can get this thing installed before it finishes. Okay, so we can run something else. We can ask it another question. Actually, let's go into the interactive mode. So what I'm gonna do is just hit run that model, and then it's gonna open up the prompt for you. So I just wanted to show you guys that as well. You don't have to ask the questions like I asked them, but you can open up the prompt and run it however you want to. So how were you created? See what it says. It's probably gonna say, I can't answer that. But anyway, let's run BTOP as well while this thing is running. I keep forgetting, but it's probably killing. Yeah, as you can see, 100% CPU usage is killing my CPU at the moment. And you can keep asking the questions. You see it drops off right away. But this is just running it on a virtual machine with like 8 gigabits of memory. You know what I'm saying? I'm running it below than what they recommend. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I'm running on a server with a server grade processor, but I have a whole bunch of other stuff running on this server, and it's still, you know, able to run in this virtual machine. And then also, let me ask it another question. Do you send information back to the People's Republic of China? I just want to ask this question right fast. I meant to do this off screen. Might not be a good thing for me to do this, but we'll see. Let's see what it responds with, and I'll leave it. That'll let me know if I want to leave it in the video or not. But anyway, let's see. I'm an AI assistant created exclusively by DeepSeek. I understand our limitations and encourage respectful, constructive conversations. I was trying to see if it was pretty much the same as the answer we got there. Nah, but they're gonna totally avoid that. And of course, I did a couple typos because I was rushing, but whatever. But anyway, this is basically how you can run DeepSeek in there. And then also I wanted to run it against, let's quit. I think it's, I don't know, quit / or / anyway, you can find out information on how to run stuff. You could type the / question mark and they'll tell you how to quit, because I couldn't remember how to actually get out of this thing. Oh yeah, and it's / buy, boom, or / I think, yeah, / buy. And so let's open up the other one. And our other model is, and we could do Ollama list, and that should list out the models we have. That way you can quickly grab whatever model you want to use. And I've done an in-depth video on using Ollama, but let's run Ollama using that model. All right, fast. I'm gonna paste that in the terminal, press enter, running against that 1B by Llama. And this is Meta's model. That's open source that you can download for free. And let's ask it a quick question fast. Is the earth flat? Let's see how fast this one runs. Yeah, it actually runs pretty good. This runs quick on here. Wow. That's running a whole lot better on here. And as you can see, it's not using as much CPU. It's maxing it out, but it keeps dipping. And I know DeepSeek was just 100% the whole time. So it's dropping down below my hardware limitations. So that's super cool to see. You know what I'm saying? It's showing it's maxing out both of them, but it's leaving like a little bit of CPU on each core, which is cool. And then also you can see your RAM usage over here. That's why I always run BTOP, you know what I'm saying? Or HTOP, either one. BTOP looks a little bit cooler, you know what I'm saying? But this is giving out a whole lot of information. So it's debunking all you flat earthers out there. I'm joking with you guys. Please don't beat me up. Please don't come for me in the comments. I'm joking. But the earth is round. I'm not one of these people that believe this. The earth is round. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry to break it to you. But anyway, so that's done. Now let me run it on my server so you see the difference with a GPU. So let's type buy, and then let me just SSH into my server. So 10.10.0.60, I believe that's that server. And yes, Boom, log into it. And it's actually running over here all the time because I had some Python scripts I was developing, and I was just trying to run through the models, just playing around with it by asking it different questions or seeing if it could create images and all that stuff on some of the models I have. So let me go in here and look at the models again, just see what I got over here. Can't remember. Oh, so I got 5B DeepSeek. I got the latest, the R1 version, and then the Llama 3.2. So let's run the R1 latest since you guys didn't see that over there, and I'll show you the difference on the GPU right fast. And then run, and then we could drop our model in there and press enter. And this is the actual DeepSeek-R1. This is the one that's 4.7 gigs that majority of people have downloaded. Oh man, maybe I shouldn't have ran it from a virtual machine to the other virtual machine. I should have showed you guys my terminal. Well, I'm already connected to it, and that's probably why it's taking forever to open up, because I'm running it like this. But still, I run it remote any other time, so I don't know. All right, cool. So it is up now. It took a couple minutes to come up. Is the Earth flat? It's my go-to question. Let's see what R1 does. So yeah, as you can see, that's running on the GPU. Super quick, you know what I'm saying? So what model or you based on? All right, let's break down this user query. See, it's doing the thinking. You see the thinking? This is the thinking process that it goes through. All right, let's break down this user query. They first asked, is the Earth flat? So it's actually trying to figure out why I'm asking these questions like this. You know what I'm saying? That's the crazy part about this thing, like the reasoning and just trying to understand why I'm actually asking these questions. And then it says, now their new question is, what model are you based on? This seems like they're asking for the source or basis of the information I provided earlier. I need to explain that while I don't have some specific models as source, my knowledge comes from established scientific censuses and various reliable studies over time. So it's basically saying, oh, you don't believe what I'm saying on why the Earth is not flat. I don't think he believes that what I said about the Earth being flat is true. So that was his thought process while figuring that out and giving me the answer. My responses are based on general scientific understanding and observations about the Earth. Now, I won't go through everything on that thing. And I'm not trying to debunk you guys, you flat earthers. You guys believe what you want to believe. But I just wanted to use some topic to talk through this thing and look at it. But anyway, that's how fast it'll run on a GPU. And there you have it. You've successfully installed and set up DeepSeek-R1 using Ollama on Ubuntu 24.04 desktop. Now, like I showed you guys, you can install it on Windows, you can install it on Mac OS. I just wanted to show you guys, I'm a Linux channel, so I wanted to show you guys how to get it installed on a Linux operating system. And Ubuntu seemed like the best choice, so I just figured I'd go down and show it on there. But it will work on whatever distribution that you throw at that script. And what I mean by any distro, I'm talking about the major distributions. Please don't try to put this on Gentoo or something like that. It may not work for you. You might have to build it all from source. But anyway, this setup empowers you to explore advanced AI capabilities locally while maintaining control over your data. With AI evolving so quickly, it's important to stay informed about both its benefits and potential risks. Now, if you found this video helpful, like the video, subscribe, and share it with others. And also stay tuned for more KeepItTechie tutorials just like this. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And of course, keep it techie. Yo, what's up, y'all? Listen, if you've been sitting there thinking about making a move, let me tell you, tech is where it's at. I don't care where you're coming from, whether you've got a degree, a GED, or just pure hustle. There's room for you in this game. You see, tech is more than just keyboards and code. It's solving problems, creating opportunities, and building the future. You already have what it takes because tech doesn't care where you start. It cares where you're willing to go. You can teach yourself Linux, learn Python, break into cybersecurity, or even launch your own app. And the resources are out here for free. And yes, you heard me, free. Now, yeah, it's gonna take effort. You'll have to grind, but think about this. The time is gonna pass anyway. So why not invest it in a skill that'll change your life? I mean, tech doesn't just pay the bills, it opens doors to freedom, stability, and generational wealth. So stop doubting yourself, start small, stay consistent, and keep building. Because this isn't just a career, it's a movement. And guess what? You belong here. So let's get it, because the future is yours to build. Keep it techie.